Hello everybody and welcome to the Learn Dota 2 League Season 15, Week 7. If I was hearing myself twice right now, I would go to my audio options and turn on mute co-broadcasters. We're taking a look at Outlaw Destroyers taking on Arkosh Gang, and with me here today we have the Dr. Dota Randy.
Yes, okay.
And we have the Beatus of Dota, GRaff.
How's it going? Thank you for the audio advice.
It's a very interesting scenario that we've got here. We've pretty much got almost this sort of rise and fall situation. You know, AG started off rough, they started building back up in the middle of the season, and then they just fell to pieces. OD started out far rougher, but it feels like they've been, for the most part, picking up steam week over week, except for our last look at them on the live games, unfortunately for them. Perhaps being on camera increases that pressure, you never know. Be interesting to see if the effects of the new patch are going to affect this game. It didn't seem like anybody was really picking any differently in the Princess Gang MS322 game that we saw a small amount of last night.
The main difference is going to be that Lena's not going to be a first round pick anymore. The hero got nerfed pretty hard. Still pretty strong, but not first round worthy in my opinion.
Let's see if these two teams agree.
I think Drow is probably taking that spot as the first round ban in my opinion.
I mean, I feel like in LD2L at the very least, Lena as a first round ban was always kind of a hard sell. I feel like maybe against Arkosh in particular, because Kitty had a very monstrous game on that in week 1 against a very strong team, but you know, outside of few specific teams, a few specific Lena players, I don't know how much I would really think about it, basically. Because, I mean, we saw so many in this season. So many first-pick Lenas that just didn't go anywhere and just burnt out. Get it?
I don't necessarily think Drow first pick, but like a 8-pick Drow is really good. That way you have bans against it right afterwards.
Yeah, I feel like 8-pick Drow is one of the hardest things to deal with in the game right now, maybe.
I'm curious to how much they meme, because apparently both teams are just going to mess around in both games. I know Arkosh wants to get the win game 1, but I think Boss has already secured playoff spots, so they can mess around both games if they want to.
Hey, you always want a better seed, right?
Yeah. So I don't think there's a super strong standout number 1 team that you don't want to face. Any of the top like 3 or 4 can lose to anyone in my opinion.
Radiant team pick.
That remains to be seen. We got the first pick Disruptor here. It's going to be our boss Disruptor. Not sure who's going to be running the Warlock on Arkosh. I would assume probably Pause 5, which they've been switching, it seems. I've noticed Gotham and the Bush, DVD, and Ice have been laning in some of their games. So like I said, I'm very glad that we're finally seeing this Gotham DeBush lane, where there's like a 40-year age gap between the two people in it.
Yeah, I heard you say that in the cast of the last week games. I don't know if we'll see that again. I assume Gotham's not going to lane with Katie, since they're fighting each other right now.
Ooh. Yeah, probably, but then Kitty's mid right now for this team, usually. I mean, it seems like Arkosh is just kind of going wherever they want right now. Disruptor, Witch Doctor. Witch Doctor got some buffs in the last patch. I feel like Witch Doctor was a little better than some people gave him credit for in the last patch. I feel like people, outside of maybe a few specific matches at DBC that got a little bit of spotlight on it, kind of underestimated how much that heal DOT thing can really mess with people, especially in lane. And then they buffed it a little bit more, so...
Yeah, I don't think a lot of teams have taken advantage of the IO and Witch Doctor combo like they should have this season. I know, Ricky Blinders did it week 1, and I don't think it makes sense.
Completely
It
flopped.
don't even have to be an off-lane Witch Doctor either. It could be a 5 Witch Doctor and a 4 IO or something. and it's still just a ton of healing.
Dire team ban.
Gonna 8th pick Spectre here, which is interesting.
Radiant team ban.
And then Instant Viper ban.
Yeah, no surprises there. I do feel like Spectre might be in a scenario, like, I don't know how ideal an 8-pick Spectre is. It does feel like even with this amount of bans, you still probably want to know at least either your lane matchup or your pause 1 matchup before you pick it.
5 seconds.
I mean, it's a
remaining.
relatively strong laner. You don't die super easily unless you get, like, Vipered, basically. So I think it's fine to pick at 8, as long
Well,
as you focus your bans on that lane.
The problem with Spectre in lane isn't so much about killing her. The problem with Spectre in lane is while it's hard to get rid of you, there are certainly a lot of people who can make it kind of hell on earth for you to be even close to a lane or try to get many last hits.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Spectre's kind of on the same realm as Drow, where it's one of the top 2 or 3 carries, and you can just 8-pick it. Though I'd prefer a Drow 8-pick over a Spectre, definitely, because range versus melee.
Radiant team ban.
OD banning out the Primal Beast. This is a bit interesting.
That is a Gotham target ban right there.
Yep. Even though he hasn't really been playing it this season.
Dire team ban.
Arkosh knocking out the PA, which is interesting. You know, last patch I probably would not have agreed that a PA ban, even in a favorable matchup, was probably worth your time, but maybe
Did
a
they
little bit
ban
now
out
after
their
this.
own Night Stalker? Isn't Vex a Night Stalker spammer?
Yes.
That's interesting to me. But to your point about the
10
PA ban,
seconds
it's just
remaining.
solely because of the break against Spectre.
Yeah.
5
Like,
seconds
last patch,
remaining.
even with the break, Spectre probably just still wins that because PA is genuinely abysmal last patch, but we have seen some buffs, so it's probably, at least in the temporary, in the first few weeks, when we don't know for sure how much the buffs change thing, it's certainly safer to go for the ban than to just let that through.
It's above 50% now, so is that...
There you go.
What were the buffs that PA got? I didn't see those.
I don't even remember anymore. I just remember she got him.
Okay.
Shoutouts to Hollywood, by the way, who is currently haunting our chat.
Oh, I should pull up stream chat. That way I can respond 5 minutes late.
It's true. Actually, in LD2L it's 2 minutes, but don't let people know that because they still
Oh,
think it's
that's true.
5.
No, we did that when I casted week 5. We did a 2-minute one.
Fat Man
5
had the
seconds
fat ban.
remaining.
Which is interesting because I feel like, you know, you are kind of putting Ice into a corner here. Maybe that's the intent. Ice's pool on 3 is pretty shallow. Knocking out the Pudge and the Night Stalker here, it does kind of feel like he really doesn't have a lot left outside of the still kind of comically bad Dragon Knight.
Dire team pick.
Though it's not like Sand King is that much better. He did get a buff last patch at least.
Yeah, I also don't think you really want to pick Dragon Knight here into a Witch Doctor.
No.
That lane's going to be a bit rough.
Sinking also
10
over
seconds
50%.
remaining.
51%, I believe, now.
Oh, really? That hero used to be pretty bad.
5 seconds
This
remaining.
is not better anymore, apparently.
Dire team pick.
I do wonder how much of that is, you know, a buff. The buff has inspired people who are actually good at the hero to start picking it again. You always gotta assume a little bit when you see a buff like that. It's like, you know, partially it's going to be literally the hero getting better, partially it's going to be the people who can play it and gave up on it, returning back to the craft.
Radiant team
Dark Willow pick here. I actually like the Dark Willow a lot. I don't know how much I like the Spirit Breaker, but I like the Dark Willow a lot.
This looks like a possibly mid Spirit Breaker to me.
Could be.
Unless there's some weird mid Willow shenanigans going on.
Yeah. You know what? Actually,
remaining.
Kitty's been spamming mid Willow a little bit in like pub
Okay.
games, so it might be that.
5 seconds
Well, we might
remaining.
see it here, and it's not necessarily a bad Willow game either to be a core.
Yeah, it's a good Willow game in general so far. I mean, it's outside of the Witch Doctor heal bomb and the Disruptor ult. It's like not much that you're afraid of on this lineup, unless you got some really comically bad vision. But then you have Spirit Breaker's going to be helping with that to at least some degree, surely. OD taking a page out of the Gotham pick playbook and going with the Sudden Alchemist. Also got buffed last patch.
I think not necessarily Alk got buffed, just Radiance got buffed is the big thing.
10 seconds.
Also true, but Alk definitely got himself a nice little buff, especially to the earliest part of his game. So
Yeah, but I don't necessarily like it into Spectre. I guess you can get a Silver Edge pretty quickly, but if it goes late game, like you peak as a hero when you get 6 slotted basically at like 30, 35 minutes. Spectre is going to keep scaling until like 50, 60 minutes.
weirdly enough, this is going to be a very niche thing to say. I understand, but I've seen the Dark Willow versus Alchemist matchup, but it's actually kind of bad for Alk in a weird way.
Just in lane, you get out harassed or what?
No, I mean in general, just because her ability to just go untouchable just gives her some power play time at the exact point. Like, you know, as Alchemist, you really don't want to waste that much time in your ult, right? You want to be running around, big purple, angry, eating people, stunning. Dark Willow, as a core, in that role, taking away that time from you.
Setup where that's not going to be an issue. They got Disruptor ult, they got Witch Doctor, Sand King stun. So I think they'll be fine against the Willow, especially if it's a core Willow.
That's true, but that's in a vacuum. You know, you're also looking at the fact that it's like, if you're dropping all that on the Dark Willow alone, then you've got nothing for Spectre, and that's like basically as bad for you as the 1v1 would be.
Does Willow take damage and untouchable from like Radiance or Sand King ult?
Yes.
Yes to the Sand King ult, and yes to the Radiance, yeah. Yes to both.
Yeah. Plus Disruptor ult, plus Alk, chemical thing, whatever it's called.
Everything. Yeah. Sure.
The 7-up
areas
does,
too.
but you can't throw the stun at her. Which is the problem with Alk in the one-on-one. It's like
the only thing you can't damage Willow with is targeted abilities.
The
auto attacks.
Yeah, the problem with the Alk in the one-on-one scenario is that all you can do is just spill your 7-up all over the place, which means that in the one-on-one he's gonna have to have somebody there. And okay, well, things just got interesting here. It's definitely, well, almost certainly. Well, you can't really say, can you? Because this could be Kitty on Dark Willow and Gotham on OD, or it could be
I guess it's
different
a
combination.
3 OD that builds Meteor Hammer. Okay, we got Debush Spectre. They're still
Puck.
bad in their picks, though.
Puck is one of the biggest winners of this entire patch. Win rate shot up to like 60% in the first day of it, so.
What was the Puck buffs?
I'm not even 100% sure why. I'm going to guess that it's mostly just from item changes and some of the counters to Puck. Some of the things Puck doesn't like getting buried, but. So it's going to be OD on the core, Dark Willow on the support line.
Kind of disappointed because I thought Willow would be fun to watch, but I think it's definitely better to not do it in this game. This
I
is
think
a
it
very
just
good OD
depends
game.
on if you can take as like really the two problems for a core Willow this game are like the Disruptor and the Sand King ults. Everything else you can deal with in some form or fashion, I think. If you could get rid of those, then you can make this a good core game. But like on the other hand, you're also putting an entire pick into doing that. You need to think about, is this going to affect this? Is this going to also like help the Spectre's game? Is this also going to help Spirit Breaker's game to some degree? You got a lot of factors to think about in that. So it's definitely the safer option not to run it, but it's I do think it's possible. You just have to have a lot of investment. It can blow up in your face easily.
I have no idea if it's your internet or my internet.
This
but
one,
whatever you're
That's
saying,
just
it's
what
gonna
happens
happen.
when I'm loading into a game. And Iceman shot his illusory orb immediately just to make things a little worse, but yeah, that's just loading into a game type situation. Luckily, everybody on stream just saw that, like, as I did, so...
Alright, Kitty OD.
Yep. Would you walk away during the pick or what?
No, it's just reiterating what team comp we're going with. Support Willow,
Yep.
I think.
Yeah, it's Diva D on Willow, so yeah. Diva D does not play Pos 3 on this team. Yeah, there's a lot of combinations that have existed on this team, and Diva D Pos 3, not one of them so far, so...
My spectating thing's a little broken.
30
I can
seconds
only
to battle.
watch player perspectives right now.
Oh, that's
Yeah, that's
it's
a
a nice
classic
glitch.
bug. I'm glad that's not fixed.
Yeah, only fog for the team I'm watching also.
In between game 1 and game 2, you have to go into a replay and switch to free camera, and then it should fix it.
Okay.
You know, luckily, for the most part, the TLDR of what I was saying when the call temporarily died was you could potentially make the core Willow work with this game with a defensive pick, but I just, you know, it's a lot of investment and it's going to potentially blow up in your face, so I can certainly understand why you would want to avoid doing that.
Yep, it's also just a good pick to flex if you do want to potentially put it mid. The hero's just strong in general.
Everybody
Curious
marching
to
out
see
the
how this Spearbreaker farms though. I think he's gonna have a bit of a rough time.
You can definitely tell. You can definitely tell that the boss team has been reading the patch notes and watching the numbers change, because I think outside of the disruptor specifically, everybody else on this lineup either got buffed or had a substantial positive win rate change since the patch rolled over.
Even
It's
Witch
interesting.
Doctor?
What?
Even Witch Doctor got buffed?
Yeah, Witch Doctor got buffed. They upped the amount his heal/damage does.
Oh, that's surprising to me.
Yep. You can hold over the skill, see exactly by how much. Not a super substantial buff, but certainly a please notice this function buff.
It was never yours.
So, with everybody out in their lanes now, it seems like a better time than any to go for the Spirit Breaker. Actually, that's what we're going for, Spirit Breaker. We're also going for the Witch Doctor. Both very low here. Ultimately looking okay.
Yeah, they're fine.
Yeah, they're fine. So, for Outlaw Destroyers, pause 1, you've got Kid Dynamite on the Alchemist. Pause 2, you've got Iceman on the Puck, currently in jail. Pause 3, you've got Vex on the Sand King. Pause 4, Captain of the Team, you've got Boss on the Disruptor. And pause 5, you've got Slizzy on the Witch Doctor. Meanwhile, on Arkosh, pause 1, you've got DeBush, former perpetrator of 9/11, on the Spectre. Pause 2, you've got Kitty on the OD. Pause 3, you've got Ice on Spirit Breaker. Pause 4, Diva D on Dark Willow. And pause 5, making sure that we get to see the funny Gotham DeBush lane once again. We've got Captain of the Team Gotham on the Warlock. Again, very aggressive play by both teams in this bot lane, but both sides are also kind of either tanky or stunny, I guess, enough that it's kind of hard to actually get rid of them. Get rid of either side here.
Yeah, I think we'll definitely be seeing a lot of action though in these bottom and top lanes, especially once
True.
heroes get to like level 5, level 6.
That's
There'll be a lot
for
of
true.
kills going on.
Alchemist getting messed up by a stupid bird. Willow steals it. The luckiest cask you've ever... What? Oh, okay, he just stopped the charge immediately. I was like... Spirit Breaker, that's the slowest charge I've ever seen. It's just basically moving speed.
He just had too much mana.
Just
didn't
wanted
want
to
it
get
all.
rid of some. He felt bad for the enemies, so he wanted to put a charge into their magic stick/wand. That's how it goes.
Could this be first blood here? Yeah, it is.
Alright, I
Second
start
blood,
to
maybe.
watch the fight atop. The first blood happens here. A little bit of combat still going on at top. Vex standing in the middle of a sentry warp, though. The bush is taking so much from the sandstorm that they're having a hard time actually getting rid of him.
It's also Warlock's not necessarily an offensive support.
Yeah. So, probably the biggest bit of good news is, like, you know, both of these safe lanes, I feel like, are gonna be, it's gonna be pretty tough to displace either of these pause ones from these safe lanes. Spectre with the Warlock is gonna be really tough. The Alchemist with the Witch Doctor is gonna be really tough.
This Apex Spectre's top of the last hit chart right now.
That's
He's
the Bush
very
Gaming
happy.
for you. It's, I believe the Bush's first season here, he played Pause 1 on Kid Dynamite's team. That's kind of a funny little matchup for you. You know, if Kid Dynamite loses this series, he'll have lost to the monster that he created.
That's true. It's very true.
God, I'm getting a little hammered here.
They have a glimpse.
They're gonna use it too, but not to like any effect. They just kind of hit it.
Kind of
Randy
helping
heard
with
you saying that, so he used it. Or Boss heard you saying that. Boss heard Randy saying that, so he just used it. That's basically how it goes. DVD thinks that's really funny.
That's pretty funny.
Alright, so we got one meteor hammer being rushed only. That's the Sand King going for it.
Yeah, the OD's going for Midas. Which isn't surprising. I think only Gotham builds that item, but you know. OD also pretty close to 6 at this point. Just a hair closer than Puck. And has the
he
added
does have 11
benefit of
denies.
creep under tower here. That's hit it. Can you imagine if he dropped ult on Iceman, he just dodged it?
If he might be able to kill him here if he can hit ult.
Oof.
I think Puck's just gonna walk away easily though.
Yep. Interestingly, kind of chooses to take the full duration of that, of the disruptor there. Feels like the HP is worth less than the mana.
Probably true at this point.
Also supports
Because
trade a bot.
So can tango away that damage.
Actually, it wasn't supports trade, it was Spirit Breaker for Witch Doctor down here while that was happening. Okay. Puck just used ult for the first time. Puck's actually like full. Could be kind of bad for OD, but nope. This is gonna be fine. Just getting out of here with just a little bit of HP as the tower equilibrium makes this go a lot less ideal for Puck now.
They both have raindrops, so they don't do any damage to each other.
That's
Pretty funny.
people know how to play this item now. It's amazing. Or at least people who are at mid in this particular game know how to buy this item now, anyway.
X-Men had raindrops, so his last one got popped.
It's true. Disruptor is missing. Puck just got ulted by the OD and is dead. Goodbye, Puck.
An end to ill omens.
Rest in peace.
All ill omens coming to an end. That's what I'm thinking.
Pretty even so far net worth wise. I expected the Spirit Breaker to be lowest, and he is, but the Will is actually doing really well, so it kind of evens it out.
Cheeseburger, who's joined us in chat, your former captain, actually, says, quote, if Bex loses this game, GG. Probably true. Kid Dynamite didn't let go of the funny bottle. Goodbye.
Well, we're very sad.
Yeah, I was trying to remember what Cheeseburger said. L take 2, 5 minutes late, but
Yeah, I mean,
not 100%
it
sure.
is.
Might have been when I said something about like Spectre or Drow being a 8-pick.
Hopefully
First round of the
in
game.
play
Speaking
from
of
Iceman.
Spectre getting jumped here by the puck.
Spectre's murdering everybody while Iceman ganks his lane. This is very strange.
Yeah, the bush just does not care.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I can't say I've seen that one before. The mid ganks your lane and you just kill everyone he loves. I don't know. It's very, very sad.
You you must have not seen that game from the other day then. Kid Dynamite got that ult now and is no longer going to be at the mercy of randomly getting gone at by these two. Though he's gonna explode with the funny bottle again.
Yeah, he's gotta stop doing that to himself.
It's
Maybe
fine.
you should have a
So-
persistent counter. Sand King Meteor Hammer is done.
Nice. Maybe dead. Oh no, stun him!
Nope.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Kid Dynamite just cannot let
they're all
let the
gone.
stun go.
Alrighty. He was fogged there, to be fair. He's like in the trees. It's
That's true.
kind of an awkward little play.
But I feel like at this point it's like a 0% success rate with Kid Dynamite in this skill right now. It's very sad.
Yeah, he definitely needs to start planning it out better when he's gonna use it. Make sure that he doesn't lose sight of his
Radiant's middle
enemies.
tower is
Flame
under
cast.
attack.
Wait till Willow uses her untouchable or something.
Sand King using his Meteor Hammer to figuratively, to funnily enough, literally hammer this tower down here.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Top T1 Dire, looking very low. Slizzy looking very soon to die. Yep, just
8-1.
went down in
Alright.
moments. Kid
Alright,
Dynamite,
8-1.
awkward spot. No ult here, no stun. He's
He's
just
a
gonna have
turn
to.
in 2. He sees him. Iceman's here.
And he
Oh.
explodes.
Got bashed.
Yep, Iceman hates Dark Willow. It's just gonna. They all hate Dark Willow. What the hell?
Yeah,
I don't
he has
know.
a 4 kill streak.
I don't know if that was probably worth a disruptor
Oh.
ult, but hey,
Your
it,
team's
yeah,
your
kill.
team's down 110. I think any kill is fine.
Radiant's top
To be
tower
honest.
is under attack.
I don't know. I feel like when your team is down 110, surely you want to have the best possible uses of the disruptor ult, right?
That's fine. Short cooldown.
Yeah, there we go.
It's not gonna be another fight before it comes back up. Pretty sure.
What if they're about to get the kill on Spectre and they don't get it because it's on CD?
I'll cross that bridge when we get there.
All right,
Say no so.
but you're going first. I don't like those rickety bridges.
Dire's top tower has been denied.
All that work Vex was doing to this top T1 unfortunately got slightly ruined by Spectre denying it. Take a look at the net worth chart here. Probably no surprises. It's almost linear in favor of Dire. Only Alchemist is doing that great on his team right now. Which, I mean, it's Alchemist. Of course he's doing that great on his team, right?
Yeah, the sad part is the Puck was the very last pick of this draft, and he is the lowest of the cores.
You hate to see it. Spectre wants to do this stack here, but there's 3 on the Dire or 3 on the Radiant who are not going to let him do that so easily. They're just going to steal it for themselves here while Spectres have to watch. Very sad for him. Lots of pings going out all over the map.
He's gonna get
Slizzy
run at.
just completely demolished here.
This offlane combo. Very very potent kill combo there.
At least on the supports, a little less effective on the Alchemist, but it's certainly doing some nasty work to the Witch Doctor. Ooh, OD using the using jail to get around that glimpse. Boss probably not happy with how that one turned out, but then D just accidentally wasted the Terrorize, so...
A lot of ults flying out here pretty casually. Oh,
Yep.
this is not a casual epicenter though.
Speaking of casual...
Golem is up in a couple seconds.
This is a kind of nasty Witch Doctor ult.
Good
Plus my
god.
5-2. There he goes.
Didn't really have anything to stop that when it was up. Sand King tries to snake the OD at the back, but despite Gotham and Kitty not exactly being on speaking terms, they're certainly on saving each other from Sand King terms.
Kitty canceling
Oh,
that,
no.
that epicenter was...
Bash. Okay.
Didn't even need it.
That's the turnaround play of that fight there.
Yeah, it was very well done. Despite the publicly known issues, perhaps we should say, with the Gotham lineup, in a game like this, you can definitely tell the strengths of their team. I think you can see just very good coordination coming out there in that play.
Invisibility.
Yeah, I think this OD is going to be huge for them. Anytime someone gets distractor ulted, if he's there to save them, the fight's just ruined for Radiant.
Yep. Speaking of ruin for Radiant, Kid Dynamite's life might be next on that list.
Not gonna
He got the
send
stun off this time.
Witch
this
Doctor,
cat.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Witch Doctor, not Witch Doctor, Warlock, maybe regretting that channel a little bit.
Good cask. You love to see it. Short
Trigger.
Very slow Radiance timing on Alk.
I might actually dodge that
Dire's
charge
middle
even
tower
though
has fallen.
Vice was in this. I don't know if he had
Radiant's
vision.
turret
There's
has
no
been
sentry
Oh.
around here.
He killed the courier with a Sacred Relic on it.
Sad!
Radiant's
That's
bottom
unfortunate.
tower is under attack.
It's gonna make the Radiance timing even worse.
Dire's middle tower is under
And
attack.
now we wait.
Oh no! Oh no! Don't pause the game. It's dangerous.
Why are we doing this? Nobody disconnected! Somebody got pizza or what?
The books at BBS.
Oh no.
This, he doesn't have babies. He's too young.
No, he's on a bulletin board system.
What? What does that mean?
It's like
That's-
80s internet.
Yeah. Let's see if the timer updates when we unpause. OD is missing.
Eventually, we'll G.
1601 says the timer right now. Go,
Good luck,
says
man.
the Spirit Breaker. So it's gonna be interesting.
That's a once in a lifetime bug right there.
Maybe. Or it's multiple times in a lifetime bug. That would be very unfortunate.
Well, it's not gone on long enough for people to abandon yet.
Yet.
Apparently, I mean, both people have G'd, I don't know. Oh,
Well,
wait,
the
no,
Bush
maybe
and
I'll
Gotham
fix
have
it.
both G'd.
Okay. The boss. Wait, okay. I thought boss might have muted them for a second, I guess not.
Okay,
Alright, game did not
1601. The glitch didn't happen this time.
God for that.
I wonder why it happened last time.
Dire's middle
Did that
tower
happen
is
before
under
First Blood in
attack.
that game? I don't think so.
No, first blood happened.
Radiant's bottom
Yeah,
tower
I was
is
thinking
under
maybe
attack.
there's some issue with that system. I don't think so, though.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Nice,
This
man.
deck is going to have a very good
Dire's
X timing.
middle tower is under attack.
Spirit Breaker Steel last hits from OD.
Radiant's structures are fortified.
Yeah, I'm surprised how far he's able to get actually this game. He does have 5 kills, which helps. But I
Radiant's
definitely thought
bottom
he would be
tower
lower
is
than the
under
Buck.
attack.
Yeah, at this point, oh. Slizzy has been found again. He's very lucky. Okay, no luck from this time. I was about to say, if he's very lucky, maybe the cask randomly just bounces. Why is he faster than Spirit Breaker?
trying to say it was old on Spirit Breaker
Radiant's
for some
bottom
reason.
tower has fallen. Dire's top tower is under attack.
Got him.
He didn't need it.
Out. Didn't see me coming, did you?
That witch doctor's one fast fella. This is the effective. I mean, Spearbreaker has phase moves and he has 3 levels of passive. Poor guy.
I mean, the problem with the puck hero is that it doesn't really farm until level 15 traits.
Dire's top
So
tower
unless
is
you're
under
killing
attack.
heroes, like you need to be killing heroes to farm. And Iceman's not killing heroes.
Especially if
Yeah,
you're
Iceman's
gonna buy
getting
Liquid.
killed.
He's not really getting killed either, he's just
Yeah, that's true. But you know, at least the upside is he's been a part of 3 of his team's 4 kills, so he has some
that's
presence
true,
there.
yeah.
Goodbye, Slizzy.
Oh, finally
Well,
got
Goodbye,
it.
yeah,
Ice.
Finish
very
it.
nice from Vex.
Ice getting tipped. 2 captains are just gonna run into each other randomly in the middle of the jungle here. Gotham just kind of walk around in a circle and get bad pinged. And probably die. Interesting OD ult. Not OD ult. Interesting Disruptor ult. OD did not choose to put Gotham in jail there. Feels no remorse.
That might be the beef you were talking about earlier. Kicking in. TD
That's a
left
pause
off
5,
mouth
you
to
know. My pause 5 dying. What can you do?
You could use W on him to at least buy him a, you know, like 20 seconds. At 20 seconds, buy him, you know, 5-10 seconds. Not having to eat
Sure.
that static storm.
Double damage Witch Doctor, guys, look out.
See how much damage he's
Only
doing.
worked on his ult,
180.
too.
That's more than Puck. It's way more than Disruptor. That's almost as much as the Alchemist right now. The Radiance is finished on the Alchemist, by the way.
Yeah, that was the 18-minute timing.
Dire's top tower is under
Yep.
attack.
Spearbreaker charging in on the Sanking here. Spectre also here. Ouch. Ouch.
That was very
Okay.
sad.
Sanking and Puck just eliminated from existence there in a matter of moments.
Well placed Zodiel.
The bush getting rather close to the eggs at this point. Just
This game looks
about
really hard.
what?
This game looks really hard. I think maybe this all can do something later. Like they just have to not lose at 27 minutes.
You can lose Slizzy at 20 minutes. Yeah, it's an interesting scenario. It's like, you know, like you said, Puck can farm out on those level 15 traits, but at this point it's, you know, it's starting to look almost like we're getting to the point where, you know, are we going to get to those level 15 traits at a point when this game is still in contention enough that that matters, if that makes sense?
Maybe Disruptor ult on ice. There's a lot of angry heroes.
Yep.
Oh, nice Gotham ult.
Nice Gotham ult, also well-timed bulldoze out there
Oh,
from
Dynamite.
Vex.
That is an angry alchemist.
Gonna get a double kill here. TVD desperately
Okay.
trying to stay, no such luck. One thing that is immediately very apparent here is that the supports, the 3 and under club, are not going to be able to operate independently here.
Tower is under attack.
You know, the Spearbreaker is not going to be able to be a vanguard in this game. He's not going to be able to operate independently. It's going to be do something with Kitty or do nothing, it feels like.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Yeah,
attack.
they also didn't have on available there.
Dire's middle tower is
Until
under
this
attack.
elk showed up, and then he kind of made it a huge issue.
Radiant's
Yeah.
top tower is under attack.
So it's BKB now. So super ready for this next fight.
Pretty much, yeah, just got that off the back of the last little encounter. They're doing a retreat here. I don't know if they realize the Spirit Breaker's coming. Oh my god!
Nice.
That was our first Shadow Step, and that Gotta kill him moments. They
I
found
get
Alk.
Like, Ice is such a player right now.
Alk just in the middle of everything. This is your 9-second BKB reveal on the Alchemist. Unfortunately, they don't really have anything to do but just let him walk away. This is a really good Disruptor ult, at least in the universe where they can do something with it.
Look at Ice making plays. What a god.
Yeah, he's doing his damnedest to not be the, not live up to his sort of reputation, perhaps.
Dire's top
Vex
tower
is going home. Goodbye.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Glyph coming out here. Steam is going to be pretty bad at pushing for a pretty long time. OD and Spirit Breaker aren't exactly tower hitters, and while Dark Willow is, not so much when she's a support, at least not for a long time. Really, up until a certain point, it's basically going to, well, I mean, for the whole game, for the most part, it's going to be Warlock Golems and Spectre right-clicks, and that's about all their push power.
Yeah, I don't think they're in a rush to push right now, though. So.
Yeah, probably not. I don't think it's necessarily going to be to their advantage to be trying to do early pushes, but certainly it would be nice to secure yourself by taking some strategic objectives. Nice to secure yourself by pulling some map control out from under Alchemist, but that is going to be pretty rough this game. Yeah, they're looking at oh my god, look at him die.
Instantly? He's not
Nope.
dead?
He's alive.
The bush is dead.
Maybe.
That's it.
The
Last
bush is
second
living
Olympics
so
here,
far.
though.
Not if he walks into the Sand King ult, though.
He was dead the last second Melodic.
Probably.
Where he went. Okay, nice little turnaround.
Yeah, this team definitely needs to have some sort of game plan for the BKBs, because, like, if this is what happens every time Alk hits BKB, they definitely seem like they can win the fight in those 6 seconds, even when it gets down to that point.
So close to a different world, so close to KD dying instantly.
Yeah, if Kid Dynamite just dies instantly there, it's a much different fight, but they reacted instantly when they popped on him. What is the solution here? Maybe it's the funny Spirit Breaker
Radiant's
hags, I guess? I don't know. I don't know. It's not the best team for going into BKBs in general until Spectre gets up. She's doing okay, but you know that last fight did put her back a little bit. She's lower than Sand King on the net worth charts now.
Yeah, the Sand King's working on a Hex next, too, which that'll be some huge catch once that happens. It's gonna be hard for the OD to play.
It is an awkward scenario where, you know, on one hand, like, Spectre is going to rule the world at the end of this game. I don't really think there's a reasonable win condition for OD if Spectre starts getting too successful with this net worth disparity, you know, starts to pick up between them, right? And OD's been, you know, taking names through most of this early game, but it's, you know, OD is starting to scale out. OD doesn't do anything in a world where the enemy cores have BKBs. Elk's got his. Puck's working on Lincoln's, not BKB, so there's that.
Yeah, I mean, Al's
Thank you,
BKB is already down to 7 seconds, though.
That's true, but I mean, they won that last fight in less than 7 seconds.
I'm winning a fight.
Having an awkward go here for...
Oh, Roche is bashing Spirit Breaker.
That's a little sad.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Looks like a very free Roche now for Outlaw.
They have big elk problems right now.
Yeah, the Alk getting a BKB changed this game so much. He just went from dying every time he showed his face to basically invincible.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
At least Kitty's gonna say affirmative. take the Aegis here. Going to certainly prevent any potential scenario of just jumping on him and killing him in 1 second again.
They do have the Silver Edge on Alk now also. That's going to be hard for Spectre to play.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Win this game as a spec. I think you just backline kill all heroes except for Elk. And then 1v5 the Elk maybe. I think that's the way you play.
Definitely
You're
potentially
fine,
attainable situation. I think in this specific game, it's like Puck's probably going to die pretty easily. Disruptor is food. The especially if you can get something to deal with the glimpse, the Sand King is probably food if you have detection. Ditto the Witch Doctor. You know, you can feasibly, like, the Ag's kill is definitely feasible on basically all these guys, except the Alk. So that situation can definitely exist, but
Where do you think you're going?
if OD does what they've been doing now and trying to keep the ranks a little tighter, certainly does make things a little harder on them. Puck has reached level 16, still at the bottom of the net worth chart, but is going to be able to start getting a little bit more. You don't farm with the Dream Coil cooldown, do you?
I was gonna say, didn't you get the counter you're talking about?
So winning rift damage plus illusory orb damage, you can clear waves. Although they did nerf rift damage, so I'm not sure it's still possible to just nuke an entire wave. Who knows? I'll have to test that later.
The Sand King changed his mind. He's on BKB now instead of Hex.
Yeah, he was. He had that queued the start of the last team fight. It's just gonna make things even harder for OD. Like, I don't even know if you necessarily need to build the Hex to deal with the OD if you've got the BKB. It's like very tough for this team to exist when you're Magic Immune. At least at the moment.
I think Hex is a good item if he gets that next though.
Yeah, it's definitely good if you can get it. It's just, you know, Hex is the sort of thing where it's like, if you have alternatives to Hex, you usually want to pursue that. It's a very expensive item that's not very good stats-wise for most heroes. Not for the cost, anyway. BKB out on the OD, so at least it's not just a one-way affair.
Spirit Breaker getting close to his BKB as well.
Mid T2 for Dire is going to go down without a fight here. Just pops to the Meteor Hammer.
Still 2 minutes on Aegis, so I don't think they can go high ground really, but they might be able to force the glyph.
Potentially. OD is going to be as annoying as possible in the meantime, but I'll just pick up. Can't really tell. The long-range coconut.
Bit of pressure around on mid.
OD trying to use the multiple casts for Astral there to just steal a load of max mana here. I will sit in, but that hasn't been the case for a minute. Awkward scenario down here. This is the 9-second BKB for Sand King. Don't know where Spectre just wound up. Gonna go on the Disruptor here.
Okay. 1v1 pause ones.
Well, 1v2. Now it's a 2v2. The Bush not really wanting a piece of this right now. And he's not going to get it. The Fear and the stun coming out of the Dark Willow are going to just let him walk away.
Got 20 seconds on Aegis, but looks like the fight's over.
Yeah, I think without Aegis, the Bush just turns and murders him, but...
Alchemist at this point is like really accelerating compared to. Oh, okay, goodbye, Vex. Really accelerating compared to the Spectre, it feels like. He's got a 10k net worth advantage, considering, you know, it was not that long ago that we saw these two, like, a grand apart.
Yeah, I mean, like I said at the start of the game, if it goes late game, then Spectre should win this because he'll keep scaling for longer. But if it's this big of a gap, then that's irrelevant.
Yeah. It's, starting to become a question if, it's funny, it's like, the last question is Puck going to even get there by the time this game is still competitive? And now is Spectre going to get there? She was on the other foot at this point. Bash her up on the Alchemist. AC. He's getting close to those 6 slots. He's not far from it at this juncture.
I was meant to have this.
Gonna be able to start handing out ags, which can be kind of nasty. You know, just, you know, casually give a free ags to the Witch Doctor can be bad. Casually give a free ags to the Sand King is not the worst thing in the world. Casually give an ags to Disruptor is not going to happen because Disruptor's already just building his own. Alright?
Yep.
Casually give the ags to the Puck can be a little annoying. It's not the worst ags in the world to deal with, but the
He's buying carry items.
Yep. Well, I'm saying once he's 6 slotted, you got those options. And the 6 slots are not far. He's already got a Moon Shard queued up as his next item after he finishes Abyssal.
Got a smoke going on in the triangle here.
They're not gonna find anything. Spectre's trying to use illusions out here for the safe farm, but that's about all it feels like these guys can do at the moment. Support line on, oof. Will's courier almost just got assassinated. Okay, they're just gonna eat the Disruptor real quick. Potentially about to eat the... Oh. The Sand King ulted, but all it really got was, oh, goodbye, Iceman, just dies in seconds. All it really got was OD.
Oh, he's
Oh my god.
Very sad.
That's a lot of damage.
And Spectre just got evaporated.
Yeah, this is just a huge out problem. And I
First
don't
sip
think they
bash
can
on
fix.
Kitty. Oh boy. It's a skill-based game-winning bash right there.
True.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Speaking of skill, Kid Dynamite blew himself up
Push to
again.
buyback.
Just wants to randomly kill the Sand King.
Complicate this push quite a bit. It's a dagger. And
Nope.
gets him.
No need.
Alright, that was a really good buyback, yeah. That was worth it in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, that... I don't know exactly what the Bush's buyback is right now. You can guess based on where Alchemist is at. It's probably like 1.8, 1.9. He might have made... Yeah, he made about the same money that he spent to buy back on the kills.
Dire's
Plus all the
bottom
XP.
tower is under attack.
Yep.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
It was probably a net worth situation in the most literal sense of the term.
If he dies here though, that's just GG really.
Do all they can to keep him alive,
He's dead.
and it's not gonna work. 114 seconds.
Really
That might be it,
unfortunate.
really.
Nice man showing the world the 60% win rate in action.
The Bush assumes that the hero's alive can't kill him, and it turns out the Witch Doctor can indeed kill him. Oh no, Iceman
Dead
is
Puck.
also dead. This is a really strange series of events here.
Yeah, it's very awkward. It's kind of hard to know
All the
exactly what to
IPs
make of
kind
that.
of dying on all sides. It's like a bloodbath.
Yeah, I don't know why they kept fighting there after they got that kill on the Spectre. They should have just waited for after respawn and regrouped and found high ground.
Yeah, because now
Outworld.
they're gonna waste at least 50 seconds of a 70-second death timer.
Yep. You could probably just deal with the power play here. Just go without the puck for the moment.
He is the
Alka
fourth
finished
forward,
up
so
Moon
he's worth
Shard.
at least.
So Moon Shard is up on the Alk. Excited to go for that before he did his Abyssal Blade. Stormcrafter coming out on the Sand King can be a very annoying item for him to have.
I'd like to see a Swift Blink or something on the Alk. Get rid of the boots. Especially before you start giving ags to people.
Yeah, I figure probably the only Ags that's probably worth more than like Alk items potentially could be is Disruptor Ags, and Disruptor's already just building that. Alk going to Rosh now.
Not
First
available. If they
Yeah, but I mean, what are they gonna do? Nobody's even here.
might not know this is happening though.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And yeah, Rosh is just gonna get casually knocked over here. And a free shard for Iceman. Gonna get the funny face shift attacks. Kitty just gonna have to get right the hell out of town now. Wastes absolutely no time on that endeavor.
They're still looking though. Even though there's no hero there.
Always very sad. Penta-edged sword on the Dire. Something that Spectre might have some interest in if she wants to give up the Paladin sword, though right now she looks like she's more than happy with that.
I don't know,
3-man
Pinter's quite a bit of
smoke.
damage.
I mean, hey, I'd go for it, but, you know, if the Bush doesn't want to, it's his prerogative. Okay, no, he did switch over. They just barely didn't see Sand King in that smoke gang because he TP's to mid. But the Bush certainly saw Sand King there and just put him away in moments.
Yeah, but just the shadow set used there, so not too much wasted.
Yep. You weren't even able to push on the T3 at top while Spectre was out doing that.
The Spearbreaker has Agnum's Blessing queued up. I hope that's not what he goes for.
Yeah, that would be a bit redundant, yeah. Gotta free up that inventory slot for your nothing. Your two nothings, actually.
Wouldn't you just be losing the stats also?
Yes! It's actually a direct downgrade at this point.
Spending 2,000 gold to lose stats, or 1,600.
Maybe he'll think better of it. Who knows? Maybe he just wants to be cool like Alchemist. He's thinking better of it. He's just going for the Silver Edge instead.
I don't think Ag's Blessing was ever a particularly realistic option.
It was sitting in the quick buy for a while. That's the only reason I pointed it out.
Yeah.
We had enough gold for it for a while, so could have spotted it if he was really thinking about it.
Odie's got Hex, by the way.
Oh, we do have Ags on Disruptor now for the next fight.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty annoying for the Spectre to deal with in particular.
Two minutes on Aegis. I think they should group up and try to go mid or something. Or at least take the bottom last year too.
Actually, I guess Spectre's not going to kill. Usually it's a big annoyance for the pause one. Not if you don't build the BKB. Going to be a big annoyance for the OD, though, who does have that BKB. Spearbreaker has that BKB, so they're going to be very dead if that drops on their head at the wrong time. Spectre at this point has unfortunately fallen to last place in the net worth chart, which is probably not where you want to be at 42 minutes of Spectre.
Yeah, below the puck that didn't even go for the right 15 talent.
Speaking of Hodi and the Disruptor ult, Hodi just got pummeled by it. They didn't actually kill him, but he didn't do anything.
Wow, he almost survived.
Oh, they did actually kill him, never mind.
I didn't see the object on him.
Spirit Breaker and Sanking having a scuffle. Luckily for Spirit Breaker, invisibility is invincibility.
This Alk stole the tome.
Well, in the last fight, they traded Disruptor for the OD. I don't think I need to tell you who wins that exchange. I think that might have been the 7-second BKB on the OD as well, that they just lost for that.
There's also the reveal of the Disruptor eggs.
Yep.
Dire's middle tower is under
I mean, it reveals the Disruptor eggs in like the way that you would probably most ideally want. It reveals Disruptor eggs by way of killing the person that you bought it to kill, so it's probably fine.
Good trade. Looks like they're not going to get any buildings with this Aegis.
Spectre looking at the Sanking down here at bot. Surprisingly, not like thinking too much about him yet. Just to wait a moment.
You're gonna go on Vex.
Unfortunately, Puck is just kind of randomly here. So you just have to look for it.
Invincibility, so.
Aegis
They only brought one
expires.
dust. They needed two.
Spectre has dust.
Yeah, he used it. and
Spear
then
Breaker does
loaded
not,
it
very
off
sad.
On Sand King.
Yeah.
So now he has something to free that slot for Axe Blessing. You know, you get the you get your next item, then you get Axe Blessing so you can carry dust. Simple. Puck just got an
Honestly,
entire Octarine.
A gem would be pretty good on either Spear Breaker or Spectre.
Probably. At this point, it's starting to, you know, that creeping feeling of the next time Spectre dies, this game is just done and out. It's kind of creeping on me. So a gem
I don't
probably
know.
would be a high risk investment.
I think we're getting to that point though where Alk is past his prime and they need to start pushing an ending soon.
It's true, but they're still going to be able to, you know. It still feels like they have a pretty concerted advantage over Spectre at the moment. If she dies within the next like 5-10 minutes, I just don't really know how you get out of that situation without losing.
Yeah, it has to happen, right? Because
It does have to happen. Goodbye, OD.
the problem is Elk can't grow anymore, and Spectre can grow, so kind of
Right.
it becomes harder from here.
Hey, Al can get Agnum Shard. In fact, he just has.
Yeah. At least there's that, you know.
Alright, here's that push I was talking about.
Gonna drop some harass on the Willow here.
are fortified.
Glyph gonna come out.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Right,
Willow
Let's go.
immediately gone. Spearbreaker coming in here. Spearbreaker going right back home.
4-man Gotham ult?
Buy from OD. OD back in here.
Gotham did not grab his fatal bonds for some reason.
They tried to go on the Alchemist before he got the BKB out. They didn't actually make it, but his BKB's already gone.
I'm back.
Oh wow.
Sand King is
Gotham
back,
in.
and OD's gone. Dieback OD.
Got him. Somebody value buyback. in this game.
Spearbreaker.
Honestly,
Back
buy
here.
back on Alk right now. Buy back and get your gods. In the game.
You can't buy back if he wants.
I think that would be the move. Buy back from
Spectre
the bot.
fighting in the middle of the Disruptor ult. Kind of winning.
Buy back.
This is gonna be really sad. They're probably gonna kill Vex, but it's gonna come at the cost of their racks.
Vex is steepy.
Oof.
Oh, he's-
Tried it. Tried to get out of there, did not actually make it.
Actually, insane couple buybacks.
Yeah, the upside of that is that the Gotham team did repel the enemy lineup from the base. They didn't lose. Spectre didn't even die. That's the good news. The bad news is that literally all of them had to buy back except for the Spectre to make that happen.
Yeah, they lost the
Oh,
Rex,
Spectre's
and they
net
lost.
worth.
What? That was like a 6-7K gold swing or something.
Yeah, a lot of money just changed hands.
Spectre almost murders Slizzy there.
Doesn't want to get it down with the puck around.
He also did not get a patch there.
Still has PTSD from the encounter at mid T2. Queuing up the Abyssal Blade here.
Yeah,
Puck
that
trying to be
Abyssal is
annoying on
easily-
these ways.
He's easily going to be able to solo kill. Well, maybe Puck, if he can break that Lincoln quick enough.
Is under
And
attack.
then the Abyssal.
Yeah, when the Abyssal comes out, and it's not far from here at this point. When the Abyssal comes out, Spectre's definitely just going to be able to clown Puck at that time, I think. Puck's...
Wait.
Hmm?
Shadow Step. That blocks Lincoln, or Lincoln's blocks that,
Breaks
right?
Lincoln.
Yes.
Yeah, Lincoln's blocked
Oh,
it. So
okay.
he has to Shadow Step to break Lincoln's and then haunt if he wants to kill
Okay.
Puck.
Yeah, that's a lot to commit just for Puck.
Yeah.
Well, the good news is if his Lincoln's is broken by another factor, say Spear Breaker charging him whenever he's in sight, which
That's
also
true.
pops it.
And you can break it with charge, yes.
Yep.
That is true. You're gonna Roche.
Yep, another Roche go here. I do think this has been a little more sighted out than the last couple of times. The Gotham team is not really making any attempts to do something about it. Gotham himself is gonna walk into it happening and die immediately. That's his dieback, 103
You know what's
seconds.
happening now, and they have a haunt. And the bush has a slot free. Is he going for it?
That would be funny. Can the Bush win the right-click contest and somehow not die immediately afterwards?
He put his shreds back and he's not confident.
Yeah, the answer is no.
There should be Alpha takes Ags here, and then you can just buy Ags for other people. Not what they're going with though. He also does not have a Blink Dagger yet.
It'll be Alchemist. I don't think he wants to do it. I think he wants to be a blinkless man in this game. Odie just finished up a 4-staff at a cool 50 minutes. He's going for the Hurricane Pike though.
Spectre bought a Vanguard for his backpack without buyback.
Abyssal.
Middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, can't even afford the Abyssal for this fight
Dire's
yet.
structures are fortified.
Oh, there it is. Got the bounty rune.
Alright, so
Vessel's out.
siege will begin.
Dire's middle tower is under
He's going pretty quick.
Dire's
No
middle
glove.
tower has fallen.
Really not confident to try and fight this so far.
What?
Yeah, the Bush coming in from the back. Odie ult didn't really seem to have done much, unfortunately. Okay, Spectre just died in moments. Goodbye.
Oh my god, the cast.
Spectre just died in moments. Odie's gone, die back.
He's dead?
Yep, the first life.
Dire's middle tower
But yeah, looks like it's over.
Holy, paralyzing cast.
Dire's middle barracks are
Alright, well this means game 2 is going to be interesting, because both teams are playoff secured, so I'm going to see some funny drafts
Dire's
hopefully.
middle barracks has fallen. Dire's middle barracks has fallen. Radiant's
Oh wait, no,
bottom
sorry.
tower is under attack.
I got that backwards. Gotham still needs to get a win to definitely secure playoffs.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, that was certainly quite an interesting game.
Is under
Like 20 before.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Oh, Vex said GG. It's over.
Oh yeah, Vex said GG, game's over, guys.
Yep. Gotham wins. Gotham wins. Yeah, that was that's got to be a bit of the old wins out of the sails for the Gotham team, because I feel like they played the early game really well, but I just feel like by the when Alk buys BKB, it's just over. It's like Alk buys the BKB and they never ever feel like they're actually coming back ever again. Spectre just falls behind and never catches up, which is a bit unfortunate. And that's really the biggest thing. Maybe the key to winning in the future is going to be don't have Kitty and Ice both on heroes that are more or less solved by BKB, especially if both of your supports also are. Let's see if that changes in game 2.